definitely tell I haven't washed this thing in over a month. Can't even see out the windscreen. But we got the old 31 out. We're gonna go get some tyres for it. Now the VL's off the road. This old girl will make a comeback.
The next day.
Alrighty guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video. It's been a little while since we've been back in front of the camera. If you guys are new to this channel, my name is Giles. This is Love Day Motorsports. I pretty well just document everything I do. We currently have the VL and the Skyline, which we're transforming the VL Turbo from what it was, a pretty simple setup, to something that is a little bit more spicy. So today we have just got our package from Aeroflow. Shout out to Pat. Guys, if you have any questions about like goals or you know, power figures, anything that you want to know and what it requires to make that power figure, make sure you go hit up Pat, because he's very, very helpful. He'll point you in the right direction, and it's very convenient having pretty well everything you need in one transaction. It makes it super easy to track what you need, track what you've got delivered. As you can see, there's a few things scattered around everywhere, and making sure you've got everything, all the right parts, is a massive thing. So going through Aeroflow makes it super easy because they have so many different avenues. They've got lines, they've got turbos, they've got fuel systems, pretty well everything you need. So shout out to you guys. I appreciate Aeroflow for yeah, making it super easy to buy performance parts in one transaction. So let's move on. So guys, the most exciting bit that I'm chuffed about, I've never bought a brand new turbo before, so especially not something like this. So this is a 3076. It's very similar to the G30 900, same size pretty well. We're running obviously an Aeroflow turbo. It's 0.72 front housing, 0.82 rear housing. I went a little bit of a smaller rear housing than what is on the Skyline at the moment. That's the 3582. Super laggy, but once it comes on, it hits hard. But for the VL, what I want to achieve, this turbo is going to be a good size where it's still very responsive, but you can take all the power we're going to throw at it. But if you look at the rear housing, it is V-band, which means our manifold. So our top mount manifold is also V-band setup, which is going to come in handy. It's going to make it so much easier. And obviously, turbo, straight on, V-band, it's on. You don't have to worry about 4-bolt flanges like your T3 or T4s. They're a headache. There's always a bolt that's very difficult to get to. So Aeroflow recommended that I should go the V-band, and I said, definitely, good idea. So we've also got, because that manifold is exit gate, we've also got an external wastegate here, again boosted by Aeroflow. How do we open this? We've got a 44mm gate with a 14 pound spring, tube V-band, so you got your dump for your exhaust, and obviously where it attaches to your manifold. So we have that too. Shout out. That was the easiest purchase of my life. These three kind of came in a package. Pat put me onto it, and I said, "Yep, add that to the order." It's easy as that, guys. So make sure you go hit them up. Moving forward, we have obviously everything that goes with a turbo kit. You need lines, you need V-bands. All came in this purchase, so it makes it super easy. You're not running around trying to find parts that you're missing, or you've only bought half of a kit. So my favorite thing about this, which only because I've had troubles in the past, is drain, turbo drain. Airflow have made a product. It's a flexi drain, turbo like hose. Dude, I am that excited to try this out. Hopefully it works as good as it looks, because the quality, obviously you guys can tell, it's sat there in a U shape. It's gonna bend, it's gonna rotate any way you wanna go. So that's gonna make it super easy. Also, we thought about temperatures in the bay, and you know, you see some cars, they run a big turbo high mount and it's sitting right next to that bonnet. We've got a like a turbo bag, like a beanie, to hopefully keep those temperatures down. So they also make that product as well. I have one for the Exigate as well. We also have a set of 1000cc injectors, also from Airflow. Like I said, guys, they do everything, so make sure you go jump on the website. We have adapters because these are like different length injectors to what we need for our rail, so they come with the adapters and everything. 6 of those, 6 of 1000cc injectors. We've also got 2 more fuel pumps. So these are like 650 horsepower rated fuel pumps. We've got 2 of them here. You can buy it in the same package. It makes it super easy. So like I said, we've got the two fuel pumps. These are both external fuel pumps. With the VLs, they run an internal and an external fuel pump. You're probably thinking, why the hell has he got 2 big ones? Because we got something spicy, which I was a massive fan of this. That's why I obviously bought the product. So what we have here is an undercar surge tank suited for the big pumps. This is a beautiful piece. Like, all the welds are like, you can't fault them. The mounting points, they've all got rubbers on them. It's actually a really, really nice piece. You've got your 2 pumps sitting there, all your lines and whatnot come out of it, and this is gonna save me putting a big ugly swell pot in the boot, or you know, even a fuel cell. This works as a swell pot, so I'm not going to worry about fuel cutting or running out of fuel when we're doing cutlet tip-ins. So that was a must. Moving on, we have a small intake pump, which is like a 255 intake, which will suit the VL setup. Just a tiny little intake pump. I do actually have one in there now. I've got two 255s, one internal, one external, but because we're going a whole new setup, E85, I wanted to make sure everything was compatible. I don't actually know what's in there at the moment, so the next best thing is to just buy another one. That comes with a filter as well. What we have here, more fuel related goodies. So because we're obviously going bigger injectors and we're moving, you know, from the standard plenum, we're going to spice it up with a Airflow. We're going to spice it up with an Airflow fuel rail. They come with all the fittings, all your O-rings, all your mounting points, and obviously your brackets, so you can mount this where it suits. That's a beautiful piece. So yes, that's kind of what we've got from Airflow. Fuel system, turbo, manifold, beanies, Exigates. We've got the lot. So a lot of this stuff, obviously we'll need some lines for the fuel system and stuff like that, which I could have ordered through Airflow. They do lines, Teflon lines, everything. But I've just decided once it's in the car, I'll measure it up so we're not overbuying or underbuying. And obviously depending where I'm running this fuel cell, well, the surge tank, obviously depends how much line I need. So yeah, guys, that's kind of the exciting stuff out the way. Obviously I'm going to show you more in depth with all these products. So this is just a quick run through of what I've been ordering, what's been put forward, what's going to happen. So there's heaps more, but I'll tell you one last lucky thing, which I'm so stoked to be saying I've bought, is a Link ECU. So this is a G4X. It's a plug-in play style, so I don't have to go full loom. This can just plug into the standard loom, they can run a harness loom off that to run any external sensors, like your trigger kits and your coils and stuff like that. This can all take it. So you can plug it straight in, you can run it as a stocker, or you can take it to the next level. So we're excited to take it to the next level with Link. Shout out to these guys. Shout out to Dory Junkie. They were having a end of financial year sale. Really, really good deal on that. I was stoked. I couldn't have turned that down. So guys, that's kind of what we have in front of us. We have plenty more parts coming, but we got to get to work. So we're going to start stripping the VL even further than what we have, because we have plans. So let's get straight into it. No time to waste. We're not on a bit of a time crunch because we don't necessarily have a deadline, but we want to get this thing back on the road as soon as possible. So let's see how far we can push the A6 motor. I'm keen. Currently running a Plasmaman intercooler in this, with the Plasmaman cooler kit to suit a VL. I wouldn't recommend it, to be honest. Like, the intercooler, good, yeah, I'd definitely recommend it. Plasmaman are good at what they do, but I definitely wouldn't recommend this kit for the VL, the intercooler kit especially. Just because, if you can see, it runs under the car. You have to cut a hole for the other side to reach that end, and look, there's a lot of cutting, there's a lot involved. So guys, I wouldn't recommend Plasmaman intercooler piping, but that's just from experience. A lot of people may have had good experiences with it, but for me, I'd rather, there's a guy on Facebook, his name's Tom, I think, and he makes this beautiful intercooler kit with no holes. So I've always recommended everyone that asks, if someone reaches out and goes, hey, what are you running in the VL? I go, look, this is what I'm running. I wouldn't recommend it. I always put them forward to Tom. Top bell housing bolts. Probably easier from their engine bay from up here. But I would recommend gonna go get a longer spanner, because the shorter ones do definitely work, but you just don't have that leverage. So if it's done real tight, it's gonna be a pain with this medium sized one. Don't go get a stubby, go get a long one, even with a ratchet. That would make your life 10 times easier. So I'm just gonna do these top two, because they're probably gonna be the ones that take the most time. Bell housing bolt up there as well. And then there is 3 more, because we didn't end up putting one on the bottom. So we got 5 holding our gearbox to our motor. Hasn't fallen out yet, so we'll continue on. But let's crack these top bolts and let's continue on. Alrighty guys, so where we're up to, we've pulled the loom out, pulled the battery, all the cooling system is out. We've also pulled the starter motor out, overflow bottle, intercooler piping. So that's pretty well where we're going to stop tonight. We'll continue on tomorrow. Alrighty, so what we got there is some Webco. They're just cheapo, like shortened struts. They're definitely a lot smaller than the Monroe GTs that are pulled out. Look, the Monroe GTs are probably better even in this condition. So we will keep them aside just in case. These Webco are no good. Apparently they're okay. They sell heaps of kits on eBay and stuff like that. So, but they're like $100. So until we end up going like a full coilover in the back of this for like a Viking setup, we're just gonna go the Webco. They were cheap. At least it's got new shortened struts in it, because prior they weren't. They were just like stock height with chop springs. So I think anything would be a little bit better than what was in it. But saying that, it actually rode decent before. The Audi ratchet spanner's coming in handy. back looking at the car, the VL, which was pretty well running, pretty well last video that you would have seen. We started pulling the diff out because we were going to do the diff, and then we decided to pull the front end out because we put some coilovers in it. And now we have pulled the motor out. There's literally nothing in this car except the transmission now. So I'll quickly show you what's going on here. It's escalated more than we expected, but it's all for a good cause. So if you guys have made it this far in the video, thank you very much for watching. It's a little bit longer than usual, so I thought I'd just keep it rolling. We've achieved what we wanted to achieve in this video, so shout out to you guys for watching. Leave a comment, let me know what you think about the old VL, and should we have left it kind of like the stock setup, as you guys would have seen when we did the walkthrough. We told you what was in the VL, what it was running and how it was running. You saw it, you heard it dose, and now we've stepped up the game. So let's show you a little bit. Obviously the donk is out of the engine bay. We've got nothing in the front end except a K-frame. Moving to the rear, we've got some shockers and some arms. Other than a trans, which is being held up by the jack, there's not really a lot left in this car. So it's exciting, considering what we were talking about 4 months ago. This car went back on the road, which we kind of thought was going to be for good, well, for a little while. But fast forward 4 months, we're back here again. We're pulling it out. The only thing in the car is a trans, so it's all happening, guys. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you all. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe for more. Let us know what you think about the old VL, and thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you all. Cheers.
Ibis, what the hell?
Thank you, God.
Switch.